Hey, what's going on, guys? Killer6 back with my base game Zane DLC free build video. There's going to be no DLC items whatsoever in this build. I won't be using the 4th skill tree, the purple tree, nothing in that tree. Everything that you see will be something you can get by owning just the base game without any add-on content whatsoever. First, let's start off with the gear. We're going to rock the redistributor, which has gotten a buff. We're going to rock the reflux, which has gotten a buff. We're going to rock the back burner, which is my fight for my life, get out of jail free card. I'm going to be using the Sandhawk, which is what I'm going to be handing to my clone. He's going to be doing some damage for me. We're going to be using the frozen snowshoe for our shield. Basically, every time I trigger my action skill start, I'm going to freeze everything in a pretty wide radius. That said, we can also use the 0.M. This thing is extremely good, especially with the clone, because you can move him into your circle, which allows him to do a lot of crazy extra damage. We're going to use the Executor class mod. This one has action skill damage, which means my clone does more damage. This one also has Vlad weapon fire rate, which doesn't really benefit anything other than my back burner here. But that said, I do have some other stuff in the backpack that we'll take a look at in a minute. Murphtacular Hex. This is just going to be to constantly be putting damage on enemies. I'm going to get on grenade throw with my both my sentinel and with my clone. We'll talk about that here once we get into the skill tree. In terms of the other gear that we're rocking, we do have Sandhawks in all of the elements. We got the EMP5. This thing is just so you can run fast. That's really the only point in using this gun entirely. We got the Chaosin, which is a really highly underrated SMG. Not the best option for Zane, but since it's a base game item, I felt like I should include it on here. The Trevinator. Not enough people use the Trevinator, and that is a crime in my opinion. I love this gun. We've got the Recursion, which is actually pretty good on Zane because you can shoot it, move around fast. You can get lots of damage out of this thing. It's not the best option. I would much rather use the Redistributor or the Reflux for the same purposes. We do have a Hell Shock, which is great elemental damage, and you're able to shoot the ground to ricochet your shots to do the opposite element. So if I'm set on shock element, if I shoot the ground at an enemy's feet, it's going to ricochet up fire projectiles toward them, so I don't have to swap element types all the time. We got the Monarch, dude. The Monarch is so good. We've got it in all the flavors that you could want there. We've got the multi-tab. This is a highly underrated pistol, very strong mayhem 6 and above item there. We got the Maggie. Everybody loves the Maggie. If you don't love the Maggie, check your pulse. It's my favorite pistol in the game. We got the binary compressing DNA. This thing got buffed not too long back. It's very strong. We have a Rowan's Call, which has not gotten a buff, but I'm hoping that it will one day, so it's on the build because I love this gun. I love the way it feels. I like the look of it. Everything about this gun screams this gun is awesome until you try to kill stuff with it. Then you're like, this gun sucks. We've got another back burner, so if you want to swap those out, you can. Obviously, the one in my backpack is consecutive hits. It's a little bit higher damage, but it is shock. So I'm going to pull some more resistance on it than I would with the radiation one. That's why I've got the radiation on. We've got the Sleeping Giant. Not enough people use this gun either. This gun will absolutely smack people. When you get this thing, when you reload this gun, occasionally it'll give you all the perks at once for this gun. So we're talking like insane fire rate, insane damage, insane reload speed. It will just absolutely own. I'm going to try to use a bunch of these while we play through as well. We got the TK's Wave, which was buffed recently. We've got the Surf Boss Execute, which is used for debuffing enemies. The Magnificent. I don't see very many people talking about this gun either. This is the baby light show, man. Since we're doing non-DLC with this character, we needed a pistol that had really good fire rate. Not quite as good, but it will scratch that itch. We got the Lob. Lob is highly underrated as well. Hellwalker, I don't know, maybe you've heard of that one. That one's pretty decent. Got the Antifreeze class mod. We got some more Executor class mods. These are all situational. This one's at SMG damage mag size. We've got all kinds of different flavors. You can see what they do and then swap them out accordingly to meet your desires. We've also got the Piss Grenade on grenade throw. If you are doing something where you know that your clone and your drone are going to hit like a big boss enemy, go ahead and swap to this. But if you're mobbing, then just keep using the Murphtacular Hex because it's going to do the most for you. Like I said before, we got this version 0.M. That's going to be more damage for both me and the clone if we can stay inside the circle. That said, staying inside the circle means we're not moving, and when we're not moving as Zane, you know that means that we're not doing as much damage, so keep that in mind as well. In terms of the artifacts, I've got an Atom Bomb Victory Rush. A lot of you might know right now that Victory Rush artifact is not working as intended, so keep that in mind. That is mostly why I'm using the Icebreaker, because combining the Icebreaker with the Frozen Snowshoe, I'm going to freeze enemies a lot, and they're going to take a lot more extra damage. That said, we've also got Cryostone, Static Charge, Cut Person Launchpad. Cut Person Launchpad is great if you're out of ammo on anything. Literally jump, slam the ground. This thing will send out homing rockets that will refill the ammo type of whatever gun is in your hand. So if I'm holding the reflux and I put on the Cut Person Launchpad, I do a slam and those rockets hit an enemy, guess what? I get shotgun ammo. Same thing works with rocket launchers, pistols, snipers, all of them, dude. Whatever you're holding in your hand, slam with this thing. It's gonna send out homing rockets. When they hit an enemy, you get your ammo back. It's great. So as you see, we got another Icebreaker Victory Rush on here. This one, the other one has pistol damage, cryo damage, and irradiate chance. Cryo damage is great, but as you can see, we're going to be doing some SMG stuff with the redistributor, so that's why I've got the SMG damage one on with cryo damage and mag size, and having the mag size is really clutch as well. Radiation Stone rocket boots, we got Toxic Revenger. A lot of these other like the Atom Bomb Victory Rush, this one's great if I'm doing redistributor if Victory Rush was working, but unfortunately it's not. But that's how it goes sometimes. In Snowdrift Victory Rush, obviously that is for maximum movement speed, and then this one actually has a movement speed roll on it as well. All right, quickly over the skill tree. Like I said, nothing in the purple tree. The blue tree is one of your most important trees for this build. Well, obviously both of these trees are very important for this build for different reasons. This one, you're going to be all about speed. You only need a single point in salvation for healing yourself whenever you trigger any of your kill skills. You got drone delivery, so your drone drops your grenade. You got C and red to boost all of your kill skills. You got cool hand to reload fast. Violent Violence and Playing Dirty. Both of these are great for fire rate and extra shot chances. Those are really good. Good Misfortune, we've got 1 point in this, and then plus 1 point from our class mod. This will keep our action skill up pretty well. Death Follows Close. This one just increases your kill skills even further and for longer. Very strong. We are using Winter's Drone so that we will cryo enemies, which goes along with our artifact. And we also use Bad Dose, and this is basically just a debuff. Think of this as your sentinel is flying around with a slag weapon, slagging up enemies, basically. Your drone is just going to fly around debuffing at everybody so that you can do more damage to them. All right, now onto this tree. This is all about the clone, and the most important thing, obviously, is that we're going to capstone this thing out so my clone gets a copy of whatever gun that I'm holding in my hand when I summon him. So whenever you summon your clone, make sure you're holding in your hand whatever weapon you want your clone to have. For me, it's almost always going to be the Sandhawk. The clone does insane work with the Sandhawk. You're going to see that here in a second. You do not want to give the clone something that is a full auto kind of thing, because generally they're not going to shoot it like full auto. They're just going to shoot like they're pulling the trigger. So not great for that. Realistically, the Sandhawk is going to be the most ideal thing, in my opinion, to give to the clone outside of the Hellwalker. The clone with the Hellwalker is so freaking ridiculous. We'll play around with that here in a little bit so you can see that as well. All right, so back to the tree. We're doing old you so that if I go into fight for my life, I can kill off my clone, and that brings me back to life. We get our action skills back pretty quick. And then we got 1 single point into duct tape mod, and this allows me to not take damage from my own grenades, rockets, things like that. If I'm using it, I won't get hurt by it, so that's pretty cool. Fractal Frag, so that when you summon your clone, he will toss out one of your grenades. We got Donnybrook and Synchronicity. These, whenever you got both action skills going at the same time, you're talking about lots of extra damage. It's really good. Quick Breather. Every so often, after you summon your clone, just swap places with him, and that's going to give him back 50% of his health. That's all you got to do. Just every so often, swap places with your clone heals up. You can kind of just keep an eye on the clone's health bar down in the bottom left-hand corner as he's out, just to make sure he's not going to die. If he gets low on health, swap places with him, and then you can swap right back to wherever you were if you want. It's just all about, you know, getting his health up as quick as possible. In terms of the augments that I'm going to use on my clone, I'm going to use Schadenfreude. I don't know how to say that. I tried my best. I'm not German. I tried. Okay, don't judge me. This one restore 100% of your shields based on damage from your clone. So if the clone's getting blasted in the face, your shield gets recharged. It's pretty nice, which will go in hand with that frozen snowshoe, because if you can get that shield recharged nice and quick, then get it broken again, you're going to freeze all the enemies around you, which is really, really nice. And then which one's real? Enemies are going to be more likely to target the clone after you swap places. Again, every 4 seconds or so, swap places with your clone if you can. That'll give them healing. That'll make enemies target your clone more than they target you. One thing that I need to caution you against is do not use digital distribution. If you use this, your clone dies lightning fast. Anytime you get hit by something, your clone is going to take almost all that damage. 3/4 of that damage goes to your clone. Kills them really quick. If you want your clone gone really quick, you can do that, or you can just do doppelbanger and blow them up, and that'll also do damage, splash damage to enemies that are nearby too. I prefer these two more than anything for my playstyle. All right, for the green tree, we just did a few points here and here, 10 points total. Again, for that action skill cooldown. And this one, whenever I score critical hits on an enemy, there is a chance that they will be slowed, and this effect stacks until they are frozen, and that slow chance is 20%. So really nice. All right, now that we got through all that, let's go do some damage with this thing. Like I said, the first thing I want to make sure is that I've got the gun in my hand that I want my clone to have. So we're going to run over here, and I'm going to go ahead and summon my clone. I'm going to go ahead and get my drone out too, and as you can see, my clone is going to do work for me. He just absolutely shredded that guy. I didn't even have to shoot anything. We'll go and kill that guy off. We'll go and swap our clone over here so he does some work over here. Hopefully he's not even looking at the guy over here. All right, up here, guy. There you go. Now I shot him. All right, now we're going to run through here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and pull my clone forward so that he can start doing work inside there. While he's doing that, I can be back here tearing it up with the redistributor. You know what I'm saying? I can swap over to the reflux too. Reflux does work. Over here, the clone's doing all kinds of business for me. I'm going to pull him forward over here and let him kill some more people up there. I'm going to pull up the rear, take care of any stragglers back here. And then every once in a while, I'm just going to move him forward, put him into the heat of the battle. And then I'm going to pick up all the slack in the back. This keeps me alive, keeps the clone doing most of the work for me, and we put out a lot of damage with that. Let's go ahead and use the redistributor here real quick so you guys can see some more of this. As you can see, the redistributor got a nice buff recently. Oh shit, that's a wall. Don't shoot the wall. And I don't have any kill skills active. I'm going to have a problem. Okay, I got some kill skills up. All right, so we're going to go and pop these guys. I'm going to shoot this dude and try and chain to the Kraken. All right, our clone is ready to come back. We're going to get him out here, and he's going to do some work to the Kraken, dude. Absolutely wrecked the Kraken for me. GG's clone. I can leave him behind, and then we're going to go ahead and go down here and fight the Valkyries now. So as you can see, this is a fun play style, actually, man. Like, you just have to think a little bit about your clone at times, and you know, that's not that hard. And as a matter of fact, we're gonna go ahead and bring him down here. Let's see if we can. Yep, there we go. Every once in a while, it'll make you like go back to where he was, but if you've changed levels, it seems like it does a pretty good job of pulling him into place. All right, so when these enemies spawn in, I'm going to summon my clone, and we're going to hit him with that frozen heart. As you can see, that freezes him up, locks him into place, and that allows me to just wreck them really quick there. And this guy's being a butt. Let's use backburner, take him out real quick here. Oh, backburner's being a butt too. Okay. All right, well, let's get the clone out here and let him do the work. Oh shoot, this guy's out. Ah! That's not what I wanted to see. I wasn't ready for that. Oh, but look at the clone. He's clutching it out for me. I'm over here stinking up the battlefield. Clone's doing all the work. Now's my time to shine, clone. I've got my redistributor. Let me do this. Let me have this, man. Dude, I really like the base game Zane, man. It's actually pretty damn good. That said, I don't know how well it would perform versus Hemovorus. I won't lie to you guys. I feel like versus Hemovorus, the clone's going to be your main source of damage there. It's different, man. It's a nice change of pace from the seeing dead Zane that we're all used to. It's good to have something else to do. And this thing, in terms of like mobbing, you're going to do great with mobbing with bosses. As you saw with the Valkyries, we're handling the Valkyries pretty easily. And again, that's mostly the clone doing his thing. Let's go ahead and move him there for a second. He's going to go away here in a second. Then we're going to be really put to the test. All right, we got rid of the worst one. We got rid of that one. And that just leaves this guy. And we'll go ahead and do that. That didn't freeze him because he's a boss. But look, we got him, even though our clone was way over here. You saw that versus some tough enemies. Let's go take on, you know, everybody's favorite map, Athenas. And I'll show you some of the other gear that we have in this build so you can see if you want to try some other stuff. All right, so clearly you've seen what the clone can do with the Sandhawk. Let's give the clone something else to play with, though. Let's give the clone the Hellwalker. All right, so we're going to go ahead and put our clone right here into the heat of the battle. You see that immediately freezes that guy, hits him in the face with a grenade as if he really needed to do that. We're going to move the clone over here. And he's just going to absolutely tear these dudes up with the Hellwalker. Go ahead and move him up here. I guarantee you when we get back over there, everything's going to be dead. Oh, we got a dictator. That's actually a good base game get too, man. But of course the monarch's even better. So as you can see, he's already killed most everybody over here. He's shooting people from across the map. Go ahead and move him over there a little bit further. And yeah, he's having some fun with that Hellwalker. Now with the Magnificent, we want to switch the barrel mode to double barrel. This is going to do some crazy work. We're going to go ahead and let our clone disappear. Gonna summon out the drone, and as you can see, baby light show, dude. Baby light show with this thing. Does really good work. The amount of bullets that this thing puts out is like, you're guaranteed that you're going to freeze enemies with brain freeze that we're using from the green tree. The only bad thing about this gun, in my opinion, obviously the ammo consumption, you're going to go through ammo quick. It will go through a lot more ammo than your light show would go through. Go ahead and get our clone back into the battle here. He's going to absolutely wreck all these guys. So while he's wrecking them, we'll move over this way. Take that guy out. And yeah, this build is a lot of fun, guys. I hope you guys give this thing a try. I think you're going to like it. I don't know, man. Base game. We're going to do base game builds for all 4 Vault Hunters, and this is the first of the bunch. So let me know down in the comment section, who do you want next? Do you want Amara, Flak, or Moze? Who you wanting first? I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you hit that like button, hit subscribe, tap the bell icon for more, and I will see you guys in the next one. Y'all have a great day.